Hello students, welcome to Science Surface. Today we are going to start our topic chemical effects of electric current. We have already studied that some materials allow electricity to pass through them. They are known as conductor, and some materials do not allow electricity to pass through them. They are known as insulated. For example, we can see in this activity the circuit. When we place the material glass here, the bulb does not glow, and when we place some steel, the bulb glows. Wood, again it doesn't glow. See, in some cases the bulb is glowing, whereas in other case the bulb is not glowing. Bulb glows in the case of steel or copper, whereas it doesn't glow in the case of wood or glass. That means wood and glass are the insulators or the bad conductors of electricity, whereas steel and coppers are good conductor of electricity. That we have studied the conductivity of solids, right? Now, the question arises whether the liquids conduct electricity or no. To check the conductivity of liquids, we perform an activity. We will set up a circuit using a battery, a bulb and a conducting wire, and both ends of the wire will be dipped in a solution which is taken as a sample. So the very first liquid will take lime water as a sample in the container, or the lime juice will take. The very first sample will take the lime juice in the container and observe whether the bulb glows or no. So if the bulb glows, it will be a good conductor, and if the bulb does not glow, it will be a poor conductor. So the very first case, we'll see the bulb glows. Glows means it's a good conductor. In second case, tap water, again the bulb will glow and it will also be a good conductor. Distilled water, bulb does not glow and it will be an insulator, or we can write the P for the poor conductor. Then we have got the orange juice. For orange juice also the bulb glows, so it is also good conductor. Then tomato juice, the bulb glows and again it is a good conductor. Then we have got the vinegar. Vinegar is known as sirka, that is used in the kitchen, and again the bulb glows, so it is also a good conductor. But in the case of vegetable oil, glycerine or hair oil, the bulb does not glow, so all are poor conductor of electricity. So in this case, the solution in which the bulb glows are known as good conductor of electricity, and in which bulb does not glow are known as poor conductor of electricity. So same as the solids, liquids are also conducting or non-conducting. Now we realize that some liquids are conducting electricity and some do not. Okay. So let us first try to find out what happens when electric current passes through a liquid. अब किसी में conductivity थी, किसी में नहीं थी. Why the observation is not same for all the liquids? Let us try to find out by doing again a simple activity in which we will take some distilled water in a clean dry container. Because of the previous activity done, we know that distilled water is not a good conductor of electricity. So what we'll do, we will add some amount of common salt in the container. So in the first case, we'll see when it is a pure water, distilled water, the bulb is not glowing. But when we add some salt into it, we find that the bulb start glowing. Now why the addition of salt makes the bulb glow? ऐसा क्या हुआ जो bulb glow किया है? और यहीं पे हम लोग और काम भी कर सकते हैं. We can repeat the same activity using hydrochloric acid solution, or we can take the sodium hydroxide solution, or we can take some salt, common salt, right? So in all the cases, we find that the bulb is glowing. So why do salt, acid or this caustic soda that make the water conducting? जबकि उसकी absence में water was not conducting and the bulb was not glowing. So what change has taken place on the addition of salt? आपने जब salt add किया तो उसमें ऐसा हुआ क्या? क्या हुआ है बच्चे? The salt contains two ions. One is positive, another is negative ion. About ions we have studied in class 7th. So the sodium chloride is an electrovalent or ionic compound because it contains two ions, Na positive and Cl negative. So whenever the salt is dissolved in water, the water breaks sodium chloride into these two ions. This sodium chloride gets broken into ions. So when we pass the electricity, the movement of these ions starts. राइट तो जैसे ही हम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पास करेंगे तो ये जो दो आयंस बने हैं दे विल स्टार्ट मूविंग एंड द मूवमेंट ऑफ दीज आयंस मेक द वाटर कंडक्टिंग. So we realize that flow of electricity in liquid is due to the movement of ions in them. So that means we can conclude in the previous activity that the solution in which the bulb was glowing, the ions were present in that particular solutions and the movement of those ions was making that solution conducting. Whereas the bulb does not glow in the case of oil or glycerine, that means solution is not having ions. So the molecules of the salt, acid or the base dissolve in water which break up into ions. तो जो भी चीज़ हम उसमें ऐड कर रहे हैं ना, suppose we have added the HCl, तो HCl के साथ भी यही हुआ है. It dissociate into two ions, H plus and Cl minus. तो these two ions are formed which make the water conducting. Similarly, if we add NaOH, तो इस केस में भी क्या हुआ है? It has broken into two ions, that is Na plus and OH minus. So movement of these two ions is making the solution conducting. So that means solution become conducting if it contains ions. So these type of solution which can pass current through them are called electrolytes. So how can we define an electrolyte? An electrolyte is a substance that dissociate in water into ions or the charged particles, or simply we can define electrolyte is a substance that can conduct electricity in its dissolved form or maybe it is molten form. Now we have got two categories of electrolytes on the basis of the number of ions formed. We have got two type of electrolyte. The one is a strong electrolyte, means the solution that get completely ionized, जिसमें लार्ज नंबर ऑफ आयंस बनते हैं और वो सोल्यूशन कंप्लीटली आयनाइज हो जाता है, उसको हम कहते हैं स्ट्रॉन्ग इलेक्ट्रोलाइट. So we have got a list of sea water, nitric acid, copper sulfate solution, sodium chloride, sulfuric acid or base solutions. They are all good conductor or we call them as strong electrolytes. And in second case we have got weak electrolytes which ionize partially or which do not ionize completely. मतलब incomplete उनका ionization होता है. So they contain very few numbers or small numbers of free mobile ions in them and they are known as weak electrolyte. For example, the ordinary tap water, plants and animals के जितने भी acids हमें मिलते हैं, oxalic acid, carbonic acid, ammonium hydroxide, citric acid, etc. They are all weak electrolytes.